Hi folks, welcome to Games Web. My name's Mark, and in this video I'm going to take a look at the Konig Battlefleet from Dystopian Wars from Warcradle Studios. Let's check it out. Hi, welcome back. Okay, so as I said in the intro, this is my look through the Konig Battlefleet set for Dystopian Wars from Warcradle Studios. This was very kindly sent to me by the guys over at Wayland Games, so thanks very much, Free and Stuart at Wayland and Warcradle for this lovely product. Okay, so what we get here is our Konig Battlefleet set, and we'll have a look on the back. Okie dokie, we get alternate options for some of these units. We get one Konig class generator ship, which is the big one. That's a resin and plastic assembly kit. We also get a Freeland class cruiser and an Augustus class cruiser, and then we get two destroyers which can be built either as Sigma or Token class ships, and we get an Arminus class frigate as well. We also get a special SRS token and an SRS token. Okay, okay, and these models are supplied, as always, unassembled and unpainted. So let's jump straight in. Okay, so taking the cellophane off, and we can just jump straight in. Usual, we get our presentation box, which has this lovely Dystopian Age logo on it, which I always like. I love collecting these, they're brilliant. And then we get our actual ships themselves. So we have two plastic sprues, which we'll look at in a moment. We have a set of bases for our SRS flights, and then we have our resin ships, which we're going to look at first. Okay, so a resin ship is the actual Konig class ship itself. It's quite a nice looking crisp cast resin vessel, and comes on a little resin tree. And as you can see, I'm just going to zoom in on it so we can get a proper look. Quality is brilliant, excellent. We've got our Maltese cross, identifying it as Imperial, all over the vessel. Really nice, no mold lines, no burr or anything like that. Really smooth, well printed, well molded and well sculpted model. Really nice. We also have a conning tower at the top. Now this actually attaches to these little lugs here when you take them off. I would suggest when you're actually using these, as with all resin, that you actually wash it in warm soapy water first. It gets rid of any mold release light agents from the actual kits themselves. So this glues onto these two little runners, and then glues into this to allow you to move it. I don't think it actually moves. I think it actually goes into that gap there and that gap there, and the conning towers go left and right on there. Right, so we'll have a look at the rest of the kit. So usual, we have our bases, which we've seen lots and lots of times before. These are used for the SRS and special SRS tokens, which just glue in like that. So pointless looking at those because they're just bases. And then we have our sprues themselves. So zoom out a little bit so we can have a better look at what we've got. Okay, so we have our whole assemblies for our frigates and our destroyers. This gives us, I'll turn it the right way around so we can actually check them out. Okay, so we have our Ferdinand and our Augustus class cruisers. The assembly is quite simple. Attention to detail is fantastic, as always, from Warcradle. As you can see, there's a little spotter plane on the back there. Well, I say a little, this thing's going to be absolutely huge. That's the main gun for your generator ship for the Konig. these things here are for the conning towers for the ship. This part here that glues on top of those and just glides up and down when the gun fires and things like that, and got all lots of different turrets and stuff, different options to build them. They're very easy to put together. The instructions are all online, which we're going to look at in a moment, on how to assemble the models, and also we'll take a look at the Orbats for the Imperium as well. Now, as usual, this goes together quite well. I like the little pegs on the sprues. It makes it a little bit easier when you're working with them. They don't go all over the place. So that's the second sprue. Again, we've got like great attention to detail. I mean, the massive gun here, which looks like a Big Bertha style gun that we used to get in World War One, later on in World War Two. Brilliant, really nice. So what I'll do is I'll pack all this away, and then we'll get on to the rest of the video, and I shall see you in a moment when I just go back to the PC. Okay, welcome back. Right, so we're going to look at assembling the models now and how the models work within the game. So to do so, we need to go to the Dystopian Wars website to actually download our orders of battle and the data cards and the instructions. So the first thing to do is come to dystopianwars.com. Once you get onto the Dystopian Wars page, this gives you details on the Dystopian Wars game, and you can sign up for the newsletter, which is a really good idea because that keeps you informed with everything that's coming out. You can also find out what's coming out from Warcradle for Dystopian Wars and other games in the dystopian era, dystopian age genre, such as Wild West Exodus and Mythos and the other games that are out at the moment. You can also go to the Facebook page from here as well, and there's also groups like the Stygian Lounge, which is the group that's dedicated to Dystopian Wars, and the guys who work for Warcradle are regularly there because they're the admins. Okay, so anyway, let's jump straight in and see where we can go to. Right, so we have home, factions, game, rules, guides, blog, media. If you're new to the game, you can actually download the rules for free, but what we're looking for is guides. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our assembly guide, and luckily the assembly guide for the Konig Battlefleet is right here. It's the first one, so we're going to have a look at that in a moment. So all you need to do is click on it and it will open up, then you just save it, or right click and save as, and or you can just print it out. I think it's like 11 pages and it's not very long. It's quite a short assembly guide because they're quite easy things to put together. Okay, so we go back and we have our factions, which is where our next download is going to be. So we go to our factions and we have all the factions that you find in the dystopian era, the dystopian age. We've got Union, Enlightened, Commonwealth, Imperium, Alliance, Crown, Empire and Sultan. What we're looking for is Imperium. So we click on the Imperium and it gives us all our background for the Imperium that we need for the game. So it just basically tells you a little bit about what's happening with Germany and the Baltic states during the dystopian age. We now have two download links. We've got download all unit cards, which gives you the unit cards for all of the vessels and such in the Imperium fleet, and then we've got the Orbat, which is your order of battle, which is all the rules that you need for your ships and your battle cruisers and your dreadnoughts and everything that you need. It gives you all the details for your weapons and any special rules for each of them. So if you click on this one and open it up, it'll open a new page. Sorry, not a new page, it'll open a separate page. These are our actual ships, and they come as a PDF. This one's 30 pages long, but obviously we only need to go to the Konig. So what we're going to do is just quickly look at it, and then we'll go back and look at it in a minute fully. So this has got like the Augustus class cruiser, bombardment cruiser, and all the details for it. And we'll have a closer look in a little while, and that's one of the vessels that comes within the box. And then we go back again, and we've got the view the order bat, which is the order of battle, and this gives us, for some reason, it's come up as Union. So what we're going to do is, I know, like, so went back, right? So make sure that you click on the right one. So Imperium. When you go back, I think it automatically takes you to Union. All right. So this is our order of battle for the Imperium. And we'll have a closer look at that as well in a moment. And as you see, it's just defaulting back to Union. Okay, so download those, and we'll have a look at those in a second. And I shall see you in a moment. Okay, so you have downloaded your Konig Battlefleet assembly instructions from the website, and this gives you all the details of how to assemble your fleet, which parts go where, and what options you also have as well. So it's quite simple and straightforward to follow. The main body of the vessel is these two things here, which I thought were cranes, which aren't cranes obviously. They are rests and gun rails for the, sorry, not gun rails, travel rails for the command centre. And we've also got our two Konig towers and steam stacks here as well. Those two and that are resin pieces, the rest are all plastic. Okay, so it's quite simple. It tells you what parts are what, and you've got this parts here can be found on the Imperium frontline sprue, and those can be found on the Imperium support sprue and command sprue. And then what options you can take for your generators, and where you can place them, which is in these two circular things here. So that's how you assemble the Konig. They do recommend that you rinse the sprues in warm soapy water to remove any mold lines from the construction process, which is always a good idea with resin kits anyway. Okay, so we then have our Freeland class cruiser to assemble. It's quite straightforward. You've got your main hull, you've got your prow and your aft, and then you've got your Konig towers and your port on the starboard sides, along with your gun battery. That's quite simple, straightforward to assemble. And then on top of that, we have got the turrets and the main Konig tower for the command center with its gun on top of it. And of course, you can assemble them with different weapons. Okay, and then we've got our Augustus class cruiser, which is a smaller version. It's quite simple to straightforward to put together. Again, it goes together much the same as the Ferdinand. You've got the port and starboard sides that just glue into the main deck area, with the aft and the fore of the ship going to fit snugly on the front, and the two towers, smokestacks, whatever you want to call them, on the back here. And then we have the assembly for the Konig tower and command center, and the guns that just fit on. These look quite good. I like the fact that they've got this very heavy machinery look to them, and of course they've also got the Maltese cross on them as well, or the Iron Cross, which separate. You know, you can tell instantly looking at them that they're Imperium ships. Okay, then we've got our Sigma or Totem class ships. You can assemble it as one of two. So these, I think it's, let me see how many we get. We get two destroyers that can be built either as Sigma or as Totem. So you could do one of each, or do both Totem or both Sigma. And it gives you the options for the different guns that you can put on the ship itself. The body's mainly one part. The body's mainly one part with just the weapons and the CNC center. Again, we've got our emblem on the front, which is quite cool. And this is the vessel when assembled. So that's the Arminius frigate, which I think is a fully assembled kit with part from the Konig towers. Let me just have a quick look at the box. Yep, it looks like it. Right, so that's roughly and very quickly how we assemble our fleet. Now, if you add the Konig fleet to the Tempelhof fleet, which is already available, it'll give you a really good start on an Imperial or Imperium force. So I'm going to show you a little bit about the data cards now, the data facts, and we'll go from there. I shall be right back. Okay, right, so we'll have a quick look at the actual craft that we get in, the vessels that we get in the Battlefleet box set. And we're going to start off right at the beginning with the Arminius frigate. Now this is, you can use this with the Imperium Prussian frigate, and it's the Arminius class. It's got a Volt gun battery, which is gunnery and Voltic, forward, port and starboard fire arcs, 3-1 point blank, 4-2 closing and no long range, light broadside fusillade, port and starboard 4-3 and no closing and no long range. We also have a defence of 3, speed of 13, hull of 2, a mass of 1, a citadel of 8, an armour of 4, and a turn limit of 10, and a fray of 5. The special rules are disciplined, elite crew, focused gunnery, indoctorum, and lightning assault. Some of these are like kind of generic special rules for the Imperium. Now, with the rules for the actual unit cards, because I'm using this as a PDF, it's easier if I keep my bookmarks open, then I can just flick to the next ones. Okay, so we go to the Augustus battlecruiser, which is this one, and again it's got Gustav heavy bombard, gunnery, extended range, devastating, which is a forward fire arc. It's got no point blank, but it's got 11-5 for closing and 11-5 for long range. Broadside is fusillade, port and starboard 6-3 for point blank, 3-2 for closing and nothing for long range. And then you've got Speerschilder, which is submerged torpedo, Voltic and extended range, and that's a forward fire arc. It's got 7-2 for point blank, 7-5 for closing and 6-4 for long range. And then when we come to our actual wheel, we have got a speed of 8, a hull of 4, mass of 2, a citadel of 10, armour of 5, turn limit of 5, and fray of 8, and a defence of 4-3. And then, like many of the ships, we've got disciplined and indoctrum as two of the special rules. We've also got lightning assault and spotter. Okay, so that's the second ship in our class. Then we have we've done the Arminius, we've done the Augustus, so now we need to go to the big guy himself, the Konig. Right, so I'm just going to scroll to here. So we've got two versions of the Konig. We've got the generator ship and we've got the support carrier. Right, now this comes with the generator ship, not the support carrier, so we can ignore the support carrier. Right, so Imperium Teutonic, what I've also missed out is the points value. That's because they're not on here, they're on the other thing. Okay, right, so the Konig generator ship, Imperium Teutonic generator ship, flagship Konig class. We've got Sternbringer, which is gunnery, devastating, arc, sustained, forward firing, point blank of 12-8, closing of 7-5, no long. Sturmlark, which is gunnery, devastating, and arc, forward port, 5-3, 3-2, and nothing. And the same again for forward starboard, which is 5-3, 3-2, and nothing. Broadside fusillade, port and starboard, 6-3, 3-2 and nothing. And then heavy Spielschluder, which is submerged torpedo, which has got torpedo, Voltic, and extended range. And this is devastating. It's 12-4 at point blank, 12-7 at closing, and 11-6 at long range. very, very nasty. And then going on our wheel, we have a speed of 6, a hull of 7, a mass of 3, a citadel of 14, because this is a big beefy ship and it's a, you know, a capital ship, an armour of 8, a turn limit of 3, and a freight of 12, and a defence of 9-7. Special rules, advanced stern coils. We've got disciplined, elite crew, indoctrinum, lightning assault, and temperamental design. So this unit counts as a heavy counter rolled against a counter instead whilst making repair tests. So that's the Konig itself. And then finally we have the Sigma or the Totem. So we go to the Sigma first. The Sigma has got a volt gun battery, which is gunnery, Voltic, forward, port, starboard, point blank of 3-1, closing of 4-2, nothing long. It doesn't have any long range weaponry. It's got a volt gun battery, gunnery, Voltic, which is on a turret, which is 360 degrees arc and is 3-1-4-2. And then lots light broadside fusillade, which is port and starboard, which is 4-3, and that's it. And it's got indoctrinum and lightning assault, and it's a pack hunter as well, which if you've got 3 or more models, you get a +2 to your attack and assault, which is quite nice. Really fast little ships. In D-Wars, a lot of the time people all tend to go for the really big ships. The way I like to play, I'm brand new to Imperium because I normally play as either French or British, but I always tend to have lots and lots and lots of little destroyers because they're nippy and they really annoy people. Okay, so speed of 12, hull of 3, mass of 1. They're going to go quite quickly. Citadel 8, armour of 4, turn limit of 10, fray of 5, and a defence of 3-4. And then finally we have our Totem class, which is a heavy destroyer, Imperium Prussian Heavy Totem class destroyer. It's got sternlock, gunnery, devastating arc, forward, port, starboard of 5-3 at point blank and 3-2 on closing. Again, no long range weaponry on this vessel. It's got the same thing again on a 360 degree fire arc, which is on a turret, which is 5-3 and 3-2, and then a light side light broadside fusillade, which is port starboard 4-3, and that's it. And then special rules, it's got advanced stern coils, disciplined, focus gunnery, indoctrinum, and lightning assault. Again, put these in a unit of 3 or more and they can be really, really devastating when they get in close because they are so fast and they turn pretty well as well. Okay, so it's got a speed of 12, a hull of 3, a mass of 1, a citadel of 10, armour of 5, so it's a little bit more armoured than the Sigma. Turn limit of 10, fray of 5, and a defence of 3-4. Not bad, not bad at all. So that's our quick look at the actual ships themselves, and I'm going to go back to the main video now, so bear with me one moment and we'll see where we go from here. Okay, so that was my quick look through the Konig Battlefleet set for Dystopian Wars from our good friends over at Warcradle. Once again, my many thanks go to Freeland and Stuart at Wayland Games and Warcradle for this review product. Really, I'm looking forward to getting stuck into this and starting to play D-Wars and hopefully bringing you some battle reports and stuff along with my friend Roland. And Roland's German, and I most likely will probably want to play as the Konigs, but this is the Imperium, but I actually like the look of the Imperium. My Tempelhof fleet looks really nice, and this is going to be an excellent addition to my Tempelhof fleet. Alright, so you can check out more details, as I mentioned further back in the video, on Dystopian Wars by visiting dystopianwars.com. And this product's available to pre-order right now. It's due for release in March, so head on over to the link below and order this from Wayland Games, and happy gaming. Thank you for tuning in. Please, if you can, leave a comment. Do you like the new look of Dystopian Wars? And what would you like to see in the future? Would you like to see the land-based game coming back? I really would like to see that. It was one of my favourite aspects of the last version of Dystopian Wars. And what do you think about these excellent plastic kits? They're brilliant. I really like them. I think they're a lot easier to work with than the old resin ones that we used to get many years ago. Right, so I've been Mark. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, share and subscribe and all the usual stuff if you can. GamesWeb is still quite a small channel. I've only got 200 and odd subscribers, and I like to thank everybody who subscribes. And every single like, every single subscription always helps in the algorithm and helps the channel grow that much more. Hopefully, if I can get over 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, I can start monetizing and making money from YouTube. But at the moment, I'm not going to be able to do that until I get more subscribers. So no matter where you are in the world, please stay safe, look after yourself, and take care, and happy gaming.